Welcome to the Westbury Hotel today, where digital rights is a hot topic at the Digital Confidence Conference hosted by UPC.
This is first and foremost a legally complex, difficult issue. How do we evolve IP for digital content in a world where it's not yet really clear how that can work well? My view is we shouldn't be down in the forecourts working this out. We should be working out collectively how we can be cleverly set up a flexible IP regime for digital content that recognises that this is a completely different medium compared to the previous hard books and discs, and that the old ways is not going to do it. It's not going to cut it. And this is a complex task. We are going to need our brightest lawyers to work out, and it has to be done within the European context because we do live in that European regulatory system.
Well, the key, our objective is to put out as much as we can. We have plans for an international player. The key thing that's holding us up actually are the ability to clear music rights. And rights are I would say, the sort of biggest barrier to actually launching services. That's both in terms of things like music, and it's not just people singing songs, but it's even SIG tunes and news programs. Very, it's a tricky area because the way rights are administered traditionally are by market. So how do you clear something globally? There is no global rights owner or clearinghouse for that type of thing. So that's a challenge, not something that we're sort of walking away from, but it is something that we're having to work through. We have a lot of video that is available globally, but there are rights issues with, for example, sport. We're not the rights holders in a lot of those cases, so we have to negotiate with the holders of different sporting events, etc. But where we can, we're not holding anything back. Whatever we can clear, we are clearing, and it's our intention to make as much available as possible. However,
lagged consumer behaviour, and mass piracy has absolutely been fundamental in changing some of that thinking, in order to try and provide legitimate outlets for people to consume it, as opposed to driving people to illegal sources. And I think there's some fascinating things happening in terms of new kinds of licensing deal happening today. I mentioned that we just as an example have done an unlimited MP3 download deal with Universal Music. I don't think that would have happened. There was no chance whatsoever that would have happened 18 months, 6 months previously, let alone 3 years previously. And I think there are also all sorts of evolution in terms of network operators taking steps on piracy, for example. So I think we're starting to see much more rapid movement.
Those of you who know Family Guy, the creator of that is his new series. He actually, in a way, it's harking back to the old soap opera, where the soap manufacturers actually sponsored the production of television programs. So he actually produced his latest work and had it syndicated across the web, actually, instead of actually broadcasting it across television, and then it being sponsored by advertisers that wanted to be associated with his brand and with his demographic. I think we're in the very early days of seeing how those things will work out, but I think that very strong brands, very strong content creators are going to remain a very strong force in this.
That's it here from the Westbury Hotel in Dublin. For Villa 81, I'm Eamon Ryan.